everyone. Today we're going to cover probability. We're going to look at sample space diagrams. Do not be put off by the name. It's really, really simple. And we're going to look at the basics. On the next screencast, we're going to go into a little bit more detail. So hopefully you're going to find this really, really easy, but you need to pay attention because it is new and it is something you need to really apply yourself for. So for a start, what is probability? Probability, very, very simply, is just how likely it is that an event will happen. Okay, so we're going to represent that. We can represent that in lots of different ways, and we're going to show you lots of times we use fractions to do that. But it can be percentages or decimals at times. So what is a sample space diagram? It's a specific way of showing the outcomes of an event. Okay, so we're going to give you some examples now. Very simply, we've got a flip of a coin and a roll of a dice. So what we're looking at with the sample space is all the possibilities that could actually happen. Okay, so let's have a look at that now. So on this side here, you can see we've got our heads or tails. And up here, we've got our dice. And we've labeled them side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, side 5, side 6. So all the possible outcomes, we could say that we've got a heads and a 1. I could flip my coin and get a head, and I could roll the dice and get a 1. So basically, I represent that data by putting it in like that. I could get a head, flip a head, and roll a 2. So I put that in there. A head and a 3. A head and a 4, a head and a 5, a head and a 6. So you can see how easy it is, isn't it? I could flip a head and get any of these possible outcomes. I could do the same thing for a tail. So let's do that now. I could get a tail and roll a 1. I could get a tail and roll a 2, a tail and roll a 3, a tail and roll a 4, a tail and roll a 5, and a tail and roll a 6. Now remember, this is a really easy one today because we're just looking at how to draw them and what they are, but you can really see how basic and easy it is. Let's give you another example. So this time we have spinners. So in maths questions we often have spinners. This spinner has 3 possible outcomes. I could spin a 1, a 2 or a 3. This spinner has 4 possible outcomes, which is a 1, a 2, a 3 or a 4. And let's draw a sample space diagram to display this data. So what I would like you to do is I've drawn it out here, but I want you to fill in each of these little boxes with the outcomes that I could get. I will start you off with the first one. I could spin a 1 on this spinner, and I could spin a 1 on this spinner, and I'd put that in there. So away you go, fill in the rest, come back and see if you've got it correct. Let's have a look at the next one. We could get a spin, a 1 and a 2, a 1 and a 3, a 1 and a 4. I could get a 2 and a 1 on this side, a 2 and a 2, 2 and a 3, and a 2 and a 4. I'm sure you know where I'm going here with this next one. I could get a 3 and a 1, a 3 and a 2, 3 and a 3, and a 3 and a 4. So I'm absolutely positive you've all done incredibly well there. So now it is time for the quiz. So please fill in the sample space diagrams below to show all possible outcomes. So what have we got? We've got our flip of our coin, our spin of our spinner, and there's the table. So all you need to do to get it correct is fill in that table. Pause the video now, give it a go, come back and see if you've got it right. Okie dokie, let's go over the answers now. Hopefully your table looks just like that. If it does, you've done incredibly well. It is really, really simple, isn't it, this? Tomorrow we're going to, or the next screencast, we're going to look at how to use this information, which is a little bit more tricky, but I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine with that as well. As always, make sure you write your own revision cards. If you don't want to write your own revision cards, get in contact with me in the comment section below and I can send you some electronic versions. Until next time, as always, it's a pleasure helping you with your maths today. I have had a great time. I hope you have too.